This is how I found out you can buy bread without crust.
Wait, bread without crust? I'm moving to Spain. Listen, that's all you had to say. Bread without crust? Are you kidding me? When you're hungry and you're running out of the essentials in your household, what's something you normally do either weekly or bi-weekly every single month? If your answer was grocery shopping, you're probably correct because, that's something I do, y'all do. That's a normalcy worldwide. I did not know how vastly different grocery shopping was from country to country. Obviously, you just go in, you get your groceries, you get out. Sometimes the processes are different depending on where you're at. Sometimes the availability of items is different depending on where you're at. I've come to realize through making these videos that America has an abundance of different options, sometimes way too many options. I'll keep it simple. Let's say you run out of toothpaste and you're like, you know what? I need more toothpaste. You go to the supermarket and you're like, dang, they got like 30 options for toothpaste. Makes it a little difficult to make a decision, but I do like the fact that we do have a plethora of those options. You travel to a European country, you go to the supermarket, you would think they have the same amount of options. That's not usually the case. It's a few different types of toothpaste, but what I thought was remarkable in this particular instance was the pricing of items I considered high quality foods, right? Produce. Produce is insanely expensive in the United States. If you're trying to get red meat, say you're trying to get a steak or whatever, right? On average, it's about $20 depending on what type of steak you're getting. I'll just say like the most expensive steak to the least expensive steak, about like $25, $30. I didn't see price points like that when I was in this German supermarket. Of course, when you go to butchers and stuff in general, it's usually a lot cheaper as well, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. And then again, in the States, it's a little bit more expensive depending on what you're getting. If you eat healthier in the States, it's expensive. If you eat unhealthy, it's less expensive. Obviously, things have gotten very expensive. Inflation's been going crazy, but I thought that was pretty interesting. And I kind of wanted to see throughout Europe if that remained to be true, not just the price point, but like the culture shock stuff, right? Americans traveling and buying groceries in different European countries just to see what that was like. Better yet, what is something in the grocery shopping experience in your country that varies from the country neighboring you? So if you're in Germany, for instance, what is a grocery shopping trope in Germany that varies from Austria or the Netherlands or Italy? Just one singular difference from your grocery shopping experience there and the grocery shopping experience in your neighboring country, what they choose to sell in these grocery stores. One of the biggest criticisms that Europeans have for Americans is in our grocery stores, you can buy guns, you can buy pharmaceutical items, you can buy lawnmowers, and you can buy food. Everything all in one spot. In supermarkets, at least from what I have seen throughout Europe, it's food. Okay, it's just food. So that's why we're looking into this video. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. If you guys are returning viewers, welcome back. One other thing, y'all were talking a little bit of trash about me mustache. I know it's a little bit off kilter. I also talk a little weird, so my mouth will move to the side when I talk. I have damaged facial muscles and stuff like that, whatever. So I tried to make sure it was lined properly, but it might be a little crooked. So for my mustache police in the comments, I appreciate you guys. You keep me in check. I tried to line it up this time, but if it's not lined up, light me up in the comments down below. But please support the channel, help us get to 1 million subscribers. I know I just talked about options and how a lot of European countries don't have a ton of options. They just have the right options, if you get my drift. But this right here completely went against everything I just said. All of the abundance of deli meats absolutely go crazy. I did not know that in your average grocery store in Italy, the deli section looked like that. I'm not sure if that's exactly how every section of an Italian grocery store looks like, because I have friends that live in Italy and they've never mentioned anything like that before. This looks like what would be the equivalent of what we have in the United States, or the big wholesale stores like Costco and Sam's Club. It looks like that. I don't think that's normal, but we're gonna look at the comment section and see if it is. If you guys are watching this and you happen to live in Italy, can you verify whether or not that's a normalcy? This is not typical of an Italian supermarket, LOL. That's what I was kind of thinking. But again, I might get more details in the comment section. You guys have been very, very good about that. I'll also be a lot better about responding to comments as well. Please fill me in because I am very curious about this. Again, obviously each store is different. Even within each European country, right? The store setups are going to be a little different, but there might be some common tropes between all of the stores. So when you think groceries, what do you think? That's another question I have for you guys. When you think groceries, when you're thinking like, I'm going to go grocery shopping, what entails the word grocery? Like, what does that mean to you? Their bread is fantastic and makes such great sandwiches. I could imagine that. That does sound quite delicious. I love sandwiches. And one big thing when I traveled to Germany specifically, oh my goodness, the bread was pristine. Okay, pristine. Now, I did just make a video a while back about a young lady talking about how Germans treat her like she has never seen real bread in her life. She's from the United States. So that's probably why they said that, because I'm telling you, Germans have bread down to a molecular science. Now, I will say the only country, in my personal opinion, that can go ban for ban with Germany may be France. That might be controversial. So please let me know in the comments down below if you agree with that or not. Italians take their cold cuts seriously. I forgot cold cuts probably originated in Italy. Never really occurred to me, but makes sense.
Come with me on a grocery run. I'm an American girl living in Slovakia with my professional hockey playing boyfriend. We were in desperate need of groceries, so I decided to go while Max was taking his pregame nap. Okay, so I drove to the grocery store, and like I said, I had quite a big list because we hadn't been in a while, but I will say I do really like the grocery stores here. Everything is so fresh and so cheap, so I cannot complain about that. Something I will add is that when we do go to the store, we do have to translate everything into English, so it basically takes up double the amount of time that it would versus when we are at home.
So that is a big thing that I actually have to do currently. So I live in South Korea, and every time I go grocery shopping, I'm like, okay, let me bust out that translator. One thing that I absolutely love about living in South Korea right now, I know it has nothing to do with Europe, but in general, grocery shopping outside of the United States versus in the United States, produce, oh my God, incredibly fresh, incredibly delicious, and it's priced, in my opinion, very reasonably. But this goes into the what you're making monetarily versus what the locals make monetarily, and you scale the pricing based on the average salary. So that's a whole different thing. That aside, the quality of the produce is what I absolutely adore. The fruit does not taste overly weird like it does in the States. And you guys obviously have the same thing going on. So I thought that was really cool. She just brought up a lot of things, and I was like, oh my God, by the way, that fruit looked good.
I really don't mind this. Obviously, it's a little inconvenient, but we've gotten used to it, and we're starting to recognize like certain things that we usually get. Today, I was actually so happy because I found ground turkey meat. I eat this back home all the time, and it's just not very popular over here in Europe. The hard truth, though, is that I will probably go back looking for it and then not be able to find it again just because it's not incredibly consistent.
Something else I'd like to say, though, is where she's shopping is notorious for being a little bit pricey. So Bio is a... All right, editing James here. Completely ignore what I just said. I completely forgot that she shopped at Lidl and not Bio. Bio, I just saw a little icon or whatever while she was going to the grocery store and totally mistook that as her shopping at that grocery store. So my bad.
And I am still so happy that we're over here. Everything's going great. I just wanted to show you guys a glimpse into what their grocery stores looked like and take you on a little grocery haul with me.
We're going to get in these comments and stuff, but before I get into that, I think one of the biggest things I wanted to highlight about grocery shopping throughout Europe and Asia versus grocery shopping in the United States is we do have a massive fitness community in the United States, right? And then it is possible to be very fit, but you have to have the coin to do that, okay? Because eating healthy is a very, very, very hefty, pricey lifestyle. That's just a fun fact. Out here in South Korea, it is not only doable, it is viciously affordable on a fundamental level. I mean, like the average Korean has a very healthy diet and, you know, they're very lean. They're like small and stuff like that. They're so small. I'm pretty sure, I mean, my arm barely fit through a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like through the neck of a t-shirt. And I eat a lot, so I got to go order off of XXLBigPeople.com. That aside, I just think it's very interesting because when you see how the United States defines what healthy is and you see how the rest of the world defines what healthy is, I think on average, it's just easier to maintain a higher quality of life while spending less money in other countries in comparison to the United States. I'm not saying that those options are not available in the United States. I'm just saying it's significantly more difficult. And add in the fact that we also have additives, chemicals, whatever in our food, quite literally killing our people and putting them in the same hospital system that is used to run them pockets and create generational debt. It's not really the same elsewhere. Now, there are other other places that I'm pretty sure also have diabolical chemicals as well. I'm not saying that the United States is the only place that has diabolical chemicals in the food, but I am saying specifically for, in this example, for Europe, most countries and stuff, it seems like they have a very good grasp on fresh, healthy, affordable food. I love grocery stores in Europe, truly the best. Every experience I've had so far has been remarkable, nothing short of incredible, and I, to this day, still get mind blown. I'm crossing the threshold of Europe again this year towards the end of the year, so it'll be quite nice. I kind of want to make a multi-country excursion, so Germany obviously has to be one of them. I have tons of friends out there and people that I consider to be family, and then I have like neighboring countries I want to go to as well. Minced turkey is the only reason why I go to Lidl, because it's the only place I know where you can buy it. Kaufland has much better choice of lacto-free and gluten-free stuff. How far and wide do these stores stretch? Because I thought Kaufland and Lidl were exclusive to just Germany, which doesn't make any sense if we have like Aldi that's outside of all of Europe, right? That's insane. So is Kaufland, Lidl, Bio, Edeka, are those all grocery stores that are like all over Europe as well? Or that seems insane. I didn't know that. It'd be like the United States, right? There's like Walmart, right? Walmart's all over the United States, but which grocery stores are common around all of Europe? Love our grocery stores in Germany too. So much better than back home. Jealous of you finding turkey meat. We literally never find that ever. We only have once. Turkey meat seems to be the hot commodity, you know? And I love turkey meat, by the way. I love turkey meat, but I've recently been on a steak bender. Like, I don't know, Korea and the affordability of steak in comparison to the United States has been mind-blowing for me. So been meal prepping steak and potatoes. Potatoes are also very affordable. So I'm like, okay, 20 containers of steak and potatoes. And I drink a ton of water. Oh my gosh. I can go on for days about water. I love water. That is my number one favorite liquid to drink. What is your favorite liquid to sip on? Is it water as well, or is it a different thing? Now, alcohol wise, if we're getting into that, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but whiskey, Scotch whiskey. Listen, people over there in Scotland, you did something with that whiskey, okay? I'm gonna need you to give me your favorite whiskeys in the comments down below, because that is my favorite choice. As Ukrainian living in Bratislava, I am also always looking for ground turkey and chicken. You're more likely to find it in Tesco, Lidl, and Kaufland, but not in Billa. Seeming like Kaufland is very popular across all of Europe, which makes a lot of sense. Hey man, Germany got this shit down pat. But on the flip side too, are there other grocery stores from other countries that are like prevalent throughout the rest of Europe? So a lot, what I was asking earlier, I was insinuating that, you know, a lot of the German grocery stores are all over the place, right? But I'm pretty sure that also applies for other countries that have grocery stores that are popular there, but are also spread out throughout the rest of Europe as well, or at least tons of different parts of Europe. So don't know what that could be. So just fill me in the comments. But it does seem like the turkey epidemic, it's going global. Everybody loves some ground turkey. Very good for you. Very healthy. That's my Lidl. You should definitely try the Fanya Potravini in Kosovar. If your ears are bleeding from hearing me pronounce that, I am so sorry. I owe you an apology, and I will make it up to you. OMG, which part of Bratislava did you find this organized Lidl in? The Lidl next to me is crazy messy. I know Aldi and Lidl are mega stars, right? Globally, not just throughout Europe, globally. We got tons and tons of Aldi in the United States. That's like the upper echelon of grocery stores. I'm not sure if we have Lidl in the United States. I'm assuming we do as well, but we definitely have Aldi. Also, how are grocery stores typically organized in Bratislava?
Another week, another Tesco run. I actually have the entire crew with me today. My mom flew in from the States, and we have Aurora because Aurora and I just had dentist appointments. So we're going in a grocery shop for all of us and my husband, but I am actually leaving on a trip soon. So my mom is mainly going to be cooking dinner. So we will be getting some different types of groceries this week. So let's go. Aurora, grab the bug, eh? Yeah, that's fine. Yes, I have a club card. Yes, I know about Scan and Shop, but I don't like doing it. And we are going to go grab the water and cans first because we need a couple. The tap water upsets our stomachs, so we don't drink it here. And to be completely honest, it tastes like crap. Once again, they do not have the big containers of Tango, so we're going to have to get Travis some of these smaller ones. Oh. Okay, Aurora grabbed 2 Oreos.
Holy processed food. I mean, you could have just got that back in the States. But I know she's living out there in the UK, but like, good God.
Or an ice cream cake. Speaking of water, and mom grabbed this. We're gonna get 30 jugs. Jaffa Grape Aurora, Granny Smith apple cinnamon, big thing of blueberries, 2 bananas. All right, my mother spotted some Easter mix on sale. Some green beans. Okay, Aurora would like to get some sushi for her and Travis to share for dinner. Mom and I don't really eat sushi, so that's just for them. She's getting spoiled because her grandma's here. Okay, getting some mashed potatoes. Actually, we had these last time and they were so good. And Aurora threw in this mogu. And I'm gonna grab another mashed potato for Travis. My mom is gluten-free, so she doesn't eat mashed potatoes or anything, but Travis does. We will also do some corn. Okay, mom got some lettuce and some zucchini. Okay, we grabbed another mixed wheat, and then I'm gonna grab this Weaver and Feta grain bowl for my dinner tonight.
I'm not sure if this is exclusive to this grocery store, but I find it very interesting how everything is packaged. It almost seems like saran wrap tight. You know what I mean? Like it's not loosely packaged like a lot of like the vegetables I usually see are in a lot of supermarkets in the United States. I mean, it depends on where you shop at the end of the day. Right now, every place is going to be like this, but so far, every produce related item she's picked up so far has been very tightly packed.
Okay, mini sweet peppers, some prawn crackers to go with the sushi. Aurora would like mini rolls and Mr. Kipling birthday cake tarts. I am getting some brownie bites for snacks for Egypt. Okay, Travis's birthday. We're celebrating it early because we won't be here. And Aurora picked out a creeper cake for him. So it is a chocolate creeper cake. Dang it, they are out of his bagels that I use for his breakfast sandwiches. So I guess I'll have to get either flatbreads or a different kind of bagel. Okay, I am going to get him the protein English muffins instead. Aurora wanted to grab some crumpets. All right, we need some milk. And we're running out of room. We need some more butter. Some feta cheese. And then mom also grabbed some almond brie. We need 2 things of cheese for Travis's breakfast sandwiches. We need 2 big packages of ham. Okay, went back to grab 2 containers of roast chicken slices. Gonna grab some pork chops. Okay, I put that one back and got the big package because they didn't have a 6. They either had a 4 or an 8 pack. All right, we grabbed 3 sirloin steaks, a thing of ground beef. I forgot we need some more Parmesan. Okay, I could not find cottage cheese. I've never bought it here before, so found it. Okay, my mom got some salmon fillets and a giant thing of yogurt. Grabbing some candy liners. Got some eggs. I did not spill those. Yes, I checked them. Okay, I'm gonna get some Magic Stars for me for snacks.
A large portion of this grocery shopping ordeal looked very processed, but I guess we're not here to judge on that. But I am here to judge on that pricing real quick. That looks, the amount of food that she got looks incredibly pricey. Must have a large family, obviously, but very pricey. It looks like it'd be pricey. I hope she shows how much this costs at the end of all this. Was there a better place to go grocery shopping than this location here? Or was this actually like, it's a normal place that many people go grocery shopping and stuff? It's not very pricey, pretty optimal for, getting groceries. It just seems like some of those things I'm like, oh my gosh. Obviously people shop where they would feel comfortable and whatnot. I just want to know if you guys have like a response for that. I would love to hear it in the comments.
I'm also gonna grab these for my trip. I'm grabbing 2 things of salted popcorn, y'all. This is so good. I see Aurora also grabbed some sweet and salty popcorn and whatever the heck Litsits are. As if we didn't have enough already, we still need to get vanilla ice cream for the ice cream cake. All right, Aurora would like the Cornish ice cream made in Cornwall.
Literally, my 2 favorite
Chocolate
flavors.
vanilla ice cream with brownie pieces and chunks of chocolate chip cookie dough.
No, it's cookie dough and fudge.
Aurora would like pepperoni pizza. I am also going to get Travis the big cheeseburger pizza. Okay, so now we are done and going to check out. Okay, so my mom also grabbed those packets and bags at checkout as gifts for her friends. And then, yeah, all of this. Holy freaking crap. The buggy is so heavy. 216 pounds.
Dang, not gonna lie. Basically, it being close to $300, that looks like a steal for the amount of items they got. Now, again, a lot of it do seem very processed. Like me personally, my grocery shopping cart would not look like that at all because that was a lot of little snacky snacks that I was just like, ugh. But again, it's like they got kids and stuff like that and people who got the munchies. To avoid having gluten in your mashed potatoes, buy potatoes, peel potatoes, boil potatoes, mashed potatoes, eat potatoes.
My mom is gluten-free, so she doesn't eat mashed potatoes or anything. But
yeah, I thought that it was a little strange when she was talking about like how her mom was like gluten-free. And I'm like, what? Huh? I don't think there's gluten in potatoes. I don't know definitively. So maybe this is just something incredibly dumb I just spewed out of my mouth. But I don't think there's gluten in potatoes. I don't think you got anything to worry about in potatoes. Now, if you buy the artificial shit, they probably threw a bunch of bullshit in there. But like, if you get some potatoes and make it from scratch, you're fine. It's also called a trolley. A buggy is a stroller.
I'm gonna grab the buggy.
Oh, I forgot about this. I feel like the UK and the United States, man, we be butting heads when it comes to what we title things, man. The United States will call cookies cookies and chips chips, and the UK calls cookies chips and chips cookies. And I'm like, what? Or crisps, my bad. Y'all, you have some very interesting terms, okay? And I am not locked in on that. It just feels like the lingo and the titling of foods and different things between the United States and the UK in particular, polar opposites for the same food items, which is insane. What's one thing that you've noticed in the United States that's wildly different as far as how it's titled compared to how it's titled in the UK? Using the example I just gave, like how the United States, we call the sweet circular spheres that have chocolate chips in them, we call those cookies. Y'all call them biscuits, I think. And all the food you bought was processed and convenient food. You could have cut the cost in half. That's what I was noticing when she was shopping. I'm like, ugh, what the fuck? I personally, like I said, my grocery shopping cart would not look like that. I definitely am not one for a ton of processed foods. There's a time and place for sure. I'm not saying I never eat processed food. When I go grocery shopping in particular, I try to avoid that. You know what I mean? Like, or at least minimize the amount that I'm eating. I'm getting older, man. My gut is gonna kick my butt if I treat it with some disrespect, okay? I don't think potatoes contain gluten. See, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what the hell she was on about, but potatoes containing gluten? I don't know, Chief. That doesn't seem accurate. Tap water tastes the same as bottled with the broken heart emoji. I didn't even think of that. How's the tap water in the UK? Is it bad? It's because England has hard water. I was told when younger, when holidaying in England, not to drink the tap water either. How accurate is this? Does England have like meh water, good water? Let me know. Can someone explain gluten in mashed potatoes, please? I was also very confused as well. You're not alone. I was like, what the hell is she talking about? Can I just say, don't buy ready processed foods for one whole chicken. You could have had your chicken slices enough left to make a chicken dish, then boil up bones to make a stock for soup, and all could be frozen and used when required. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people from the United States think like that though, so good luck convincing us.
With me to go grocery shopping in Spain as an American living abroad. With the Mercadona, and even the carts look so different. First, I noticed they had fresh squeezed orange juice, and I absolutely had to grab some because how cool is this? You can literally watch the oranges being squeezed, and it's so satisfying. Then I was on the hunt for Diet Coke, but this Coke Zero is gonna have to do because this Coke Light is horrible. This is how I found out you can buy bread without crust.
Hold up. You can buy bread without crust? What? That's like every 5-year-old's dream. When I was little and I had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I'm like, I would like this without the crust, please. That's cool. I did not know that. And also the freshly squeezed orange juice coming from the machine. I know there's like some places that have stuff like that, but that would only be in very bougie grocery stores in the United States. So I'm not sure where she's shopping. I'm not sure what the price point of everything is in relation to everything else in the local area, but it looks very nice.
Because I do have an espresso machine here, and then I got honey because I eat yogurt every single day. I was so shocked to see that most of the milk is not in the fridge. They come in boxes. We don't have a dryer, so we had to pick up some clothespins. Sebastian and I love taqueños, so we were stoked to find these. There were so many fresh eggs, and they're all so affordable, and they're also not stored in the fridge either. I swear the pastry aisle is endless. I love grabbing these bags of croissants. They're great to throw in my bag, eat at work, or pair with a coffee. We got 2 big, huge bags full of groceries for 52 euros. And I think this probably would have cost over $100 in the US.
See, that's pretty cool. Obviously, she said a few things where I was like, you got the same experience I had. Most Americans have when we travel throughout Europe. And we're like, oh my gosh. And even Asia as well, which was the eggs being out.
There were so many fresh eggs, and they're all so affordable. And they're also not stored in the fridge either.
And not refrigerated. I mean, we went through that 1,003 times. If you guys would care to explain in the comments down below why that is. I mean, I know, but I know my fellow Americans watching my channel may not understand why the eggs are not refrigerated. They might be like, ew, that's disgusting. Why would you do that? I'm like, oh, same with milk products, because I freaked out the same way she probably freaked out. And she's like, oh, that's weird. I'm like, yeah, why do you have milk not refrigerated? That don't make no fucking sense. But it does when you understand the process and stuff like that. Again, the availability of different items in the grocery stores is what also gets me a lot, because I'm like, wow, like, you know, you guys have obviously like different selections of food, different selections of, you know, different little assets and stuff like that as well. I do know that a lot of times when I go grocery shopping, one of the things I buy buy, depending on what the season is in the year, is allergy medication. I know it sounds crazy, right? I buy allergy medication, which I'm pretty sure they do have those in stores, at least in Germany. I did see a couple of grocery stores that had allergy medication in like some aisles or whatever as well. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because we have in the States, I did hear that a lot of things you have to get over the counter or have to be like, in pharmacies and whatnot. Eggs are not refrigerated because we don't wash them before selling. And UHT, ultra high temperature processing milk, can be outside fridge before being opened. After you open it, it should be refrigerated and it goes bad after a few days. So for me and my people that were curious about that process, there you have it. This next comment I absolutely agree with. Wait, bread without crust? I'm moving to Spain. Listen, that's all you had to say. Bread without crust? Are you kidding me? Are you trying to get me to move to Spain? Well, consider me an honorary Spaniard. Don't buy honey from supermarkets. Buy it in local shops and see that they are from Spain. The supermarket ones are a mixture of different honeys and they are not good. That also makes sense too. Always buy local, in my opinion. Local markets and stuff tend to have fresher, cheaper, more affordable things. At least that's how it is in the United States, and I assume that's how it is everywhere else as well. Love to see other countries' grocery stores. All looks amazing. I absolutely have to agree with you there. I'm always curious to see what other people are buying, what they put in their grocery carts and stuff, and what's available. Because obviously in the United States, we got all kind of things. I mean, we have a ton of department stores. We are a consuming center, and we love to have a multitude of options and a ton of things to choose from. The pricing is just going to be very diabolical. But anyways, what did you guys think about that? What are the common misconceptions with the grocery stores in your area? What are the most popular grocery stores that are spread out throughout Europe that are very common, like the Kauflands, the Lidls, and things like that?